Hello, everybody. It's your boy WEEZYFMAMBA, and we are back at it again with another Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game video. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It is officially update day, and Sidnya, aka one of the devs over at Gun, just dropped the patch notes for today's update, which is going live in 51 minutes from me recording this video right now. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Let's get right into it. This is over 150 fixes, and soon-to-be fixes will be announced towards the end of the page. I haven't even looked at this, but this is what they always do with the patch notes. Let's make sure that this is going to be a W. Let's just pray and hope, right? Because it has been quite stale here in Texas the last couple of weeks, going into the last couple of months. So let's get right into it. No wasting time, okay? We got to get the updated here shortly. Like I said, in about 50 minutes, it will go live. Let's pop on over here, and we are going to take a look at the patch notes. February 6, 2024, ladies and gentlemen. I have blown it up this time. The last patch notes video I did, you guys, it was like the smallest text, and I'm very sorry for that. So hopefully this is large enough for you guys there on YouTube. Let's get right into it. The following notes are for our upcoming February 6, 2024 patch. It is scheduled to begin rolling out on console and PC at roughly 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The patch will address the following issues. Patch notes. Fixed. Various issues where victims are stuck in incapacitation animation. That sounds like a band. Incapacitation animation, right? Right. We've fixed an issue where victims who were hit by a family member while going down on a ladder would get stuck in the incapacitation animation. That's awesome, because that happened to me last week. And that sucked. We have also fixed an issue where victims who were incapacitated by Leatherface's thrust in a gap would also get stuck in the incapacitation animation. Looks like we've gotten some serious UI bugs that are being fixed, which is great. Victims were able to still move around while being stuck in the animation. For incapacitated female victims, this occurred too. Their teammates could only see them in the spot where they got incapacitated, making their movements invisible to other players. I've never experienced this, and I didn't know that it was, dedicated to just female victims, which is weird because I main Connie, and I never experienced this, so I'm not sure. I think I've just never been thrusted by Leatherface before. Wink, wink. Texture issues fixed on Nancy's house. There was an issue where textures would appear black or unnatural in the front garden flower beds. I hope this is also addressed on Slaughterhouse with the sliding door to Slaughterhouse. Please. This has been fixed. So another issue fixed on Nancy's house. That's great. Missing notification for basement fuse door closing. We have fixed a problem where if a family member closed the basement fuse door, or if it automatically closed, the basement fuse door would not show that it was closing to both family and victim players. Again, I don't think I've experienced this. I've experienced it just not happening in general. We need to be able to hear prompts, visual and audio prompts when we are in Family Sense, or when we have the scoreboard pulled up. That is a big problem. A lot of the times we pull up our scoreboard to check the score of the victims to make sure, hey, they got this amount of points. They opened the fucking door. We need to move. And when you're doing that, it would deafen the sound around you, and it causes you not to be able to hear or on-screen prompts if somebody's opened the fuse box or kicked the generator or anything like that. Or done the fuse, sorry. So hopefully that is also kind of something that they're looking into with these UI issues. A notification is shown when the basement fuse door closes, in other words. The Jack in the Box perk. Activating too soon. Jack in the Box perk would activate when victim players were in the animation. When victim players were in the animation, come on now. Proofread, people. Proofread. I see everything. Okay, the animation state for exiting a hiding spot. This meant that most of the perk's duration was occurring during the animation. This has been fixed so the Jack in the Box perk activates after the exit animation. Okay, that's great news. Great news. Never really used the perk. However, I have seen people use it quite often. So glad that they get a buff to their perk or a fix to their perk. You know? All right. Incorrect values for leveled up perks and abilities. We have fixed a visual UI bug that did not show the correct XP gain on perks and abilities during the post-game results screen. This issue only occurred when skipping the results screen. Okay? Any type of fixes. I say this every time we do a patch notes video. Any type of fixes, even with them being ridiculously small, unasked for, anything. Any fix is good. Okay? Continuing on. 2 of the same grandpa perks in Nancy's skill tree. Shocking. We've been talking about this for a long time. The barge to the point in her skill tree. She no longer has barge to the point in her skill tree twice. Spy ability exploit. Nancy's spy ability would not drain and be used indefinitely, nor would it notify victims if the Nancy player would slam a door and walk through it. This exploit is now fixed. I rarely played Nancy, and I think 99% of the community rarely played Nancy, so I never knew this was even an exploit. Glad it's fixed. UI bug showing 0 XP and -1 ability in loadouts. Some players were still experiencing the issue where their ability level was showing -1 or 0. I had that happen to me once. That's fine. Reset the game. It's fixed. Now it won't ever happen again. Great stuff. Great stuff. Typo in Nancy's character bio. Guys, I just told y'all. I see everything. I see typos like crazy. This bugged the fuck out of me when I first read her bio a couple of months ago when she was released. The 3 infamous meme 3 times is now fixed. She's just been married 3 times, not 3 times. Finally, yes, here we go, dude. Slippery on Danny's perk tree officially has been fixed. If you guys were here with me 3 months ago, 2 months ago, whenever Danny was released, and you saw me going through all the perks and saw that Slippery was in the tree and saw me respec for 45 minutes trying to get Slippery to unlock, not knowing that it was fucking bugged, it is now fixed. So you guys know my pain. We will be re-rolling Danny. Please be on the lookout on the channel here coming. Once the update drops, we will be updating all 6 victims builds and all 6 family members builds as well. They'll be uploaded on the channel sometime today and tomorrow. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Slippery is going to be meta on Danny. I promise you guys we're going to re-roll. Okay, it is now unlocked on Danny's perk tree through the random perk node. Thank God we don't have to change routes. We can still have fast hands and Slippery with extra drip. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be meta. Don't you forget it. Okay? Skill points not refunding. A fix has been added so that skill points used on a purchased DLC character will be refunded to a player if they return their DLC purchase. What the fuck? Okay, cool. 0 clue what that even is talking about, dude. Ladder lacking collision on Nancy's house. We fixed an issue with the ladder in the cold room on Nancy's house that lacked collision. Amazing. Now you guys know. Again, if you watched my stream this weekend, we experienced this problem of a victim climbing the ladder. At the very time that I got to her, she hit the ladder, the prompt, and I was unable to hit her. And she climbed all the way up. I knew it was a bug. I didn't know it was already being fixed, though, so that's great. Continuing on. Profile prompt non-function in player list. We fixed an issue where a player's profile was not visible when using the profile prompt in the player list menu. Players will now be able to open another player's profile from the player list. Why are we working on dumb shit like this? If this took multiple days to do, why are we doing it? Great that it's fixed, but I think this is the L of the patch so far. Character swap lobby crashes. Anything that fixes the lobbies in these games, you guys know it's going to be a fat W. So let's keep it moving. A fix has occurred for lobby crashes because the sender of a character swap request is either hit ready or quits the lobby before the receiver accepts the request. The lobby will now remain functional. Great. Awesome. Love lobby fixes. Nancy's collecting poison animation. We have fixed an issue where Nancy's collecting poison animation would still play, even if a player cancels out of the action. During this animation, players also could not move or control Nancy and Sissy. Wait. Could not move or control Nancy, comma, and Sissy could use the table at the same time. This will no longer occur. Excuse me. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. All right, guys. Continuing on, fix those animation problems, dude. Don't let us get stuck in a non-playable state. Nancy's dress clipping through her body. We fixed an issue where Nancy's dress would clip through her body when idling, running, sprinting, executing, and closing crawl spaces. That means that we can no longer see Nancy's undergarments, ladies and gentlemen. They have been fixed. She is now going to be modestly covered. Great news. Anonymized player names showing during escapes. There was an issue where a player who had anonymized player name setting on would have their name shown to other players when they escaped. That defeats the whole purpose of anonymizing your name. So glad it's been fixed. Camera clipping issues. Holy shit. We have fixed the camera clipping that occurs on the ladder between Thicket Tunnel and Thicket area on gas station. All right, I think we're finished with Nancy's house shit, right? Maybe we're going in. Here comes the gas station perks. Stuck spots on gas station. We're traversing through a side gap after trying to pick up a bone scrap would make a player stuck. We fixed hitchhiker getting stuff in a gap from house basement to junk room. We finally have a fucking name for that room, yeah? You guys all know which one we're talking about. If you're a house fan, we call it the enchachment, the chach, whatever, dude. It is ready to roll, dude. I can't wait. Now hitchhiker is going to be so meta in this update, guys, you don't even know. We fixed players getting stuck while descending the ladder in the tool shed and being attacked at the same time. Okay, tool shed ladder. That's the one where they would get stuck. We fixed family players getting stuck in the pipe assets in the fuel storage room of the basement. So again, Sissy and pipe assets in the fuel storage room of the basement. Where is this at? I can't even think. Anyways, the pipe has been removed so family players can't get stuck in it now. Great stuff. Back to Nancy's house, ladies and gentlemen. Stuck spots on Nancy's house. We fixed an issue where players would get stuck on the edge of the mattress in the house basement. I've never experienced that. Never once. All right, moving on. Nancy's glasses on low setting would refract incorrectly on low settings. This is now fixed. Great. Loadouts not saving after restarting game. Oh, the loadouts. We have fixed an issue where loadouts were not saving when a player closed out of the game and then started it back up. I never run loadouts. The loadouts I think are fucking dumb in this game. You could just literally go to the loadout that you're using and change the perk. It takes 5 seconds. So yeah, never used it. Don't care. Loading screen in German translation not fitting the screen. Okay, no problem. We have fixed the German loading screen. Victims ragdolling during Cook's easier said than done execution. They will no longer ragdoll. Loadouts resetting during custom matches. Those have been fixed. Great. Oh shit. Here we go. Danny tampering the generator. We have fixed an issue where Danny players tampering a turned off gen would only apply the cooldown after it's been turned off again. This fix ensures that tampering a turned off generator applies the longer cooldown after the minigame is complete. Okay, great news. Must have been the wind. Perk, waking up Grandpa. We fixed the perk. Now, noise generated during mini games with this perk will be disregarded and will not add to waking up Grandpa. So at first it was only door slams and bone shards, right? Or the bone charms, right? So now the mini game of gathering tools and bone scraps in the basement will be disregarded with this perk and will not add to waking up Grandpa. New player negative values. Fix an issue where new players would see negative values on their family's character special abilities, and they would not receive any XP during public matches. Okay. We fixed an issue where unique escapes on Nancy's house were not being recorded. Grandpa's sonar warning. There was an issue where Grandpa's sonar warning was not displaying while the critical bleed out warning was active. Okay, guys, we're not even halfway done. There are so many more fixes. We're going to try and breeze through all these little half-ass ones. And I shouldn't say half-ass. The ones that are not as important as balance changes and major bug fixes. So we're going to keep going. This has now been fixed. This meant that Grandpa's sonar warning takes priority over the critical bleed out warning and that both warnings are present simultaneously. Inaudible door destruction. We fixed an audio issue where the sound for destroying a pantry door in Nancy's house was inaudible from the inside. It will now be audible from all sides. Okay. Sunny's audio during close encounters with Cook. Yo, is he screaming? It will be Sunny's scream. We have fixed it. Dude, he no longer has a female scream. Is it just Cook? Was it literally just Cook? I feel like there was multiple occasions where it was one of the female victims screaming when Sunny died, yeah? Camera movements on ladder with Cook. We fixed an issue that occurs when Cook uses the ladder between the side garden and side garden tunnel on Family House. The issue would make the camera move freely when Cook would descend the ladder. With this fix, the camera will remain stable and transition smoothly while traversing. Okay. Family member misalignment while closing valve. We fixed the issue where family members would be misaligned from the valve handle when trying to close the valve pipe. Okay. Small fix, and I like stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? There is a really big one that I've noticed every time that I play Nancy's house, and I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed it as well. This is an alignment issue, and basically if you are, let's say, Cook or Nancy or Sissy, and you spawn in the house, Nancy's house, you go down the stairs to go into the garage. If you take that staircase and spam the button to open the door, you will actually reach like fucking 10 feet to your right to open the door, nowhere near the door. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have experienced that. It's pretty fucking funny looking. Hopefully that's fixed as well. If not, I should probably send the clip in. Okay. And fix the issue where invisible collision was present near the shed area on Family House. Okay. Give me a second here. All right, this is it. Texture issues on Slaughterhouse. On the railing by the stairs and the loading dock would be dark if the shadow setting was set to low. This has been fixed to where the railing texture is not dark when changing settings. That means they still haven't fixed the sliding door? Oh my God. Fixed issues with Leland's skill tree. The been working out perk on Leland's skill tree is incorrectly valued at 1 SP instead of 2 SP. This caused Leland's skill tree on the left-hand side to go to level 9 instead of 10 and only receive 49 out of 50 attributes. Very cool. Finished. Players will now be able to reach the maximum level as we have added attribute points to his skill tree. Very, very nice. I was already level 10 and I did go left as well, so I'm not sure. Localization issues. We fixed an issue where Danny's apply knowledge prompt is not localized to languages other than English. We fixed an issue where the mute all and unmute all prompt was not localized for other languages. Okay. Ooh, boys and girls, we got Bubba stuff. Come on now. Leatherface camera issues. We have fixed an issue where the camera moves downward and focuses on Leatherface's legs when collection from blood buckets. Who proofreads these things, dude? What the fuck? And who the fuck is picking up blood as Leatherface? Yikes. That's probably why it took this long. Because nobody picks up blood as Leatherface, dude. If you're picking up blood as Leatherface, you're playing Leatherface wrong. Stop playing Leatherface and picking up blood buckets. You're crazy. Various camera issues. We fixed an issue where the camera would snap heavily when a player got too close to parts of the fence on the side ramp of Nancy's house. Nancy's barbed wire interactions. Whoa! When Nancy's in a certain position, her barbed wire animation when placing them in doorways gets interrupted. We have fixed this so now players can successfully place her barbed wire regardless of position. Okay. Tracker tag perk stacking. Now we're getting into some perks. Come on now. We have fixed an issue where the perk tracker tagged highlight duration was stacking after attacking a victim multiple times. Okay, so now tracker tag just got nerfed and nobody ever uses it. Tampering having no effect on opened valve. Why we have fixed an issue where Danny players had no effect when tampering an opened valve. This fix means that tampering an opened valve as Danny will increase the time that the valve is open for. That's great. So what that means is, let's say Anna put the valve handle on, turned the valve on, and it's currently doing its right. Danny can run over there and tamper it without having to wait for the tamper to be turned off. I'm sorry, the pressure valve to be turned off, as it should be. So again, perfect. Stuck spots, slaughterhouse. We have fixed an issue where family players would get stuck in the doorway near a blood bucket in Leatherface's lair. We fixed a spot where victims who crouched next to the pipes in Bone Room would get stuck. Choose fight perk. Fight, not flight. We fixed an issue where the perk choose fight was not activating correctly at all 3 levels. Level 5 was not giving the extra 5-second stun duration. Now, when a victim has this equipped and wins a close encounter, the current stun duration is added. Very cool. Falling through the map during Leatherface execution. We have fixed the issue where victims and Leatherface will fall through the map when Leatherface's drilling down execution starts. Never used that. Missing Nancy's facial expressions. God, we're still not halfway through, boys. We fixed an issue where Nancy was missing her facial expression when feeding Grandpa. Okay. Incorrect Nicotero chainsaw sound effects during intro. Fixed an audio issue where players with Nicotero Leatherface heard the default chainsaw sound effects instead of Nicotero's chainsaw sound effects during the intro cutscene. Awesome. I'm a Nicotero user, so this is great for me. Victims falling through ground while traversing. Victims who were traversing through a gap from the holding pen to the garage on Slaughterhouse would fall through the ground. With this fix, players will no longer fall through the ground when traversing the gap. Okay. Very cool. Victim and family hiding spot. Stuck spot. We fixed an issue where when a family member and a victim interact with a hiding spot at the same time, they both get stuck. Wow. Alrighty. Select and back, same input issue. The select and back prompt in the player report screen share the same input on effective platforms. This means that players would accidentally back out of the menu instead of hitting select. The issue is now fixed and select and back have different button inputs. Oh shit. Nicotero Leatherface chainsaw audio. We have fixed an issue where the chainsaw audio would sound like it would stop revving during the drilling down execution when Nicotero Leatherface was equipped. Okay. Lighting issues. Fixed an issue where there was flickering lights on the wall of the barn area of Family House. Day map. Fixed an issue with the lamp shadows appearing too noticeable when approaching it in the front garden area on Nancy's house. Idle victim voice line. We fixed an issue where victims would trigger their idle voice lines at the end of the intro cinematic. Victims falling through maps during executions. We have fixed an issue where victims will fall through the floor when executed during incapacitation at the fuse box tunnel area on the Family House map. Okay, man, we're just breezing through these guys. I'm going to read these for you, okay? We have fixed when victims will fall through the floor during Nancy's roadkill execution on staircases. Illogical hiding volumes. There was an illogical hiding volume next to the car in the backfield area on gas station. This affected both variants of the map. There was an illogical hiding volume in the kitchen areas on gas station. Hiding volume is now appropriate in all areas. Again, I don't know what that means. That's some mumbo jumbo to me, dude. Misaligned with collecting powder. Okay, guys, this is way too many. Way too many. We're gonna just breeze through these. Sissy and Nancy misaligned while collecting powder. It's now properly aligned. Victim stuck in wall, ran through bone charms, and immediately went through a barricade, would get stuck in the wall. Okay, now we're gonna read all of these big ones. Fight back and easily tuckered out, stacked stamina depletion. When a victim wins a close encounter with the perk Fight Back at level 3 against a family member with the perk Easily Tuckered Out at level 1, they stack and puts the family player in a state of stamina depletion. Yikes. This means that the family member with Easily Tuckered Out equipped was unable to run or attack for 30 seconds of the Fight Back perk duration. We have fixed these perks stacking with one another. Oh, it's fixed. Okay, great. Family players will no longer have their stamina drained into negative values. There they are, perk description. We fixed the description of the perk. There they are. The in-game description did not mention the perk's highlight duration. It is now 10 seconds to the perk holder. Bounce back better perk, restoring too much health. We have fixed an issue where bounce back better activated and restores more health than intended when recovering from incapacitation, which is not a healing item. Now perk holders will only receive increased health when using a healing item. Oh, I never knew that Bounce Back Better was that meta. So when you got incapped with Bounce Back Better equipped, it would heal you at the 60% or whatever the fuck it is, right? Wow. Not anymore. Am I bleeding? Perk issue. We fixed an issue where the Am I bleeding perk would lose functionality when a player enters a hiding spot and did not continue to highlight the perk holder to their fellow victim players. It will now function when a player enters a hiding spot. Danny's immunity charges aren't being consumed. We fixed an issue where Danny players with the perk immunity equipped was not functioning properly. The perk's charges were not being consumed after interacting with poison objects such as the generator, toolbox, car batteries, and bone scrap piles. Now, the charges will be consumed after interacting with poisoned objects. Illogical sound occlusion on Slaughterhouse. We fix an issue where the sound is occluded in the drainage area on Slaughterhouse. Great. Non-functional VoIP after losing internet connection. We fixed the issue where VoIP did not work in a match of internet voice over internet protocol. I'm assuming what that means. If internet connection was briefly lost. Texas through and through unlocking incorrectly. There was a problem where Texas through and through would unlock when players only had 5 random characters at level 5. This is an achievement / trophy. So for all you trophy and achievement hunters that have had this bugged, it is now intendedly fixed. Stuck in wall gap while uncapped. We already kind of read this. This is kind of like a repeat scenario. Johnny execution torn apart issue. He is seen using the dull side of the blade in the animation. Oh man, the fact that people take time to fix that and catch that is pretty cool. Fuse box interactions. Fix an issue where players couldn't interact with the fuse box. Prompts for the fuse box will now properly appear for players. Okay, victims not receiving their XP. Strictly victims, huh? We have fixed an issue where victim players weren't receiving XP when escaping the basement on Nancy's house map. Victim players will now earn the proper XP when escaping the basement on Nancy's house. Various audio issues. Victim voiceover were missing when triggering hitchhiker's traps. Missing when triggering Nancy's barbed wire. Those are fixed. Translated character bios will now be translated to player selected language, which is awesome. I love that. Everybody that was playing in a different language had the menu text screen in the correct language, but all of the character bios were still in fucking English, which sucks if you're trying to read lore in another country. Great stuff. Translated perk description, same scenario. Various audio issues, destroying Nancy's traps were not triggering. Easy peasy. Players skipping end users license agreement, which everybody in the history of video games does. Not worried about reading that. End users like receiving an invite. Spectating UI bug when loading into a match. would load into a match with a teammate spectating UI on their screen. That's cool. Yeah, I've seen that before. That's no longer going to be on screen. Agitator perk affecting Grandpa's sonar. We fixed an issue where a victim would stab Grandpa with the perk Agitator equipped. Grandpa's sonar wasn't lasting the length of his scream. Wow. Grandpa's sonar duration will now function correctly after being stabbed by a victim with Agitator perk. Agitator equipped. Victim stuck in cap from Leatherface thrust attack through a gap. Okay, easy fix. Character textures, more UI bugs on textures and such. That's fine. Family stun lock from Barge. It fixed an issue where family players were permanently stunned from a Leland player using their shoulder barge while the family player was in a close encounter with another victim. That's great. Reduce ability cooldown description. Again, just about moving past these smaller ones. Here we are, boys and girls. The first official Big Fime nerf to Nancy. Poison Claw stacking. It is no longer a nerf. It's fixed. Tree was stacking. It was stacking 88888 instead of what it's supposed to do, which is 248 at level 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Poison Claws is now in the dirt with the inconsistency, the extreme and severe inconsistency of pins and needles. Nancy is getting a complete overhaul on her build, and I can't wait to show you guys. They mentioned this in the dev stream. The Danny leaves the tampering minigame too quickly. That's being fixed. You have to wait for the whole animation to finish now. That's great. Screen capture / control center overlay issues. Using screen capture using a control center overlay, it will hold button inputs. No problem. Stuck in menu UI. Fix an issue where players can access the character menu while readied up in the lobby. Maxed stealth noise progress meter. We fixed an issue where victims with maxed out stealth were able to conclude minigames without adding any progress to the noise meter. Players will now always have their noise meter progress. Fuck. I might have to do some different builds, yo. Different player issues, highlighting, fixed issues where players would highlight someone in the player list but would accidentally block or mute themselves. Remember that. That's finished. Title soft locks, invite back buttons, rapid succession, yada yada. Hitchhiker straps not triggering. Fix an issue with the ladder drop animation when victims avoiding triggering hitchhiker straps when dropping off the top of a ladder. When dropping down from a tall ladder, victims will now trigger hitch traps. That's huge. Hitch getting these buffs, baby. Stuck spot on family house. Another one fixed where getting stuck in the ground after jumping down the driveway and front yard wells. Great. Fixed an issue where matches would crash when a victim disconnects in the middle of an execution. This has happened multiple times this week. This was fixed previously, and it looks like it came back. I'm glad that it has been fixed again. Family XP with fuse box. We fixed an issue where family players were not earning XP when turning off the fuse box. You can now get XP when turning off the fuse box. Spectator mode UI. We fixed an issue where the text on screen was incorrect while viewing in spectator mode. Okay. Shh text. We fixed an issue where the text for shh didn't match on all platforms. Text description is now the same across all platforms. Pausing interaction lock. Holy shit. At any point during press and hold interaction, they were unable to cancel the prompt until the interaction was complete. It's awesome. I think I have seen this before where I pulled up my menu when I'm doing something and I have to have the menu stay up until the execution or whatever I was doing, the animation was finished. Tutorial would stop playing after watching multiple tutorials in a row. Tutorials and previews will now play properly after being selected. Key binding pause key, more stuff for the key binds, fixes. Oh shit. What doesn't kill you? Perk. We fixed an issue where the perk what doesn't kill you ignored damage reduction when restoring health. What doesn't kill you will now restore the actual amount of health you lost after a hit attack. Huge buff to what doesn't kill you, and I'm telling you guys, this perk is going to be meta once again. Garage stuck spot on Nancy's house. Players would get stuck under the garage door on Nancy's house map when the garage door was closed on them. That's awesome. Never had it happen. Sunny's heightened sense ability. We fixed an issue where Sunny's ability, heightened sense, was not highlighting characters through multiple layers of walls. It will do it now. Stuck spot on the gas station. Players got stuck while crouching near a mattress in the house basement area. On the gas station map, players will no longer get stuck while crouching near the mattress and house basement. Victim disconnections. We fixed an issue where the toolbox becomes non-interactive to a victim when the player temporarily loses connectivity while another victim is using the toolbox. So if somebody's gathering a tool and they DC or they get they lagged out previously, it would completely destroy that toolbox because they would never be able to move the dead body or the disconnected body, I should say. That's fixed. Party invite UI. We have fixed an issue where the players hosting party quits a public match at the end scoreboard. Party code disappears from UI, yada yada. More UI junk in the party mode. Private lobby invites. Only the host of a private lobby can send party invites. All players in a private lobby can now send party invites. Big stuff. Translated perk description. Once again, jump scare will now translate correctly to the selected language. Lighting. Slaughterhouse sliding door. Boys and girls, it's finally here. The sliding door would appear unnaturally dark. Lighting on the textures has been applied, and the sliding door now appears as it should. Failed restraints minigame. We have fixed an issue where victims would fall off the restraints minigame twice after getting hit by a melee attack. I have seen that before. Sunny's star sign and Nancy's traps. We have fixed an issue where Sunny would run through Nancy's traps with his star sign ability active, but his ability wasn't properly interrupted. Sunny's ability will now be interrupted if active while going through Nancy's traps. Okay. Player name unlisted from player list when leaving match. Players who left a match will now be displayed in the player list. Yo! Let's go. That way we can report those cheaters that accidentally disconnect themselves when they apply their cheats. Lobby timer resetting. Big W coming in, boys and girls. We have changed the lobby timer to not reset to 30 seconds if a sixth player hits unready. This means that when a sixth person in a lobby hits unready, the countdown is not affected. We have made improvements to our reporting system. Players can now report players for exploiting the game, cheating, offensive names or profiles, spamming chat, trolling or griefing other players, abusive voice or chat communications. UI updates have been implemented to reflect these changes. Great. Added in extra telemetry points for the changes to reporting system. Report confirmation. Players will now receive a confirmation pop-up when they report another player due to the changes made to the reporting system. Lobby timer when a seventh player joins. Oh shit. We have made it so when 5 players are readied up and a 7th player enters a lobby, the match will start in 30 seconds no matter what. Fucking wild. The lobby timer will only be visible in the last 5 seconds before a match launches. Holy shit. Prompts for entering a lobby with a blocked user. We have made a change to the prompt that warns a player that they're entering a lobby with a blocked player. Previously, the continue and ready prompt shared the same button, mapping as exit lobby. We have made it to there's only one button input instead of 2. Brazilian, Portuguese, and Russian language options fixed. Chip damage while in a grapple. This is something we've been discussing heavily for the last 3 weeks. Family players will no longer be able to instantly execute a victim player who is grappling with another victim. Now, when a family player attacks a victim is grappling a teammate, they will deal melee damage. We made this change as we felt it was unfair to victims with full health. Trapping, Leatherface exploit. We can no longer do the barge tech in the enchantment room on gas station or the cold room on family house and any other UI spots that might have been the case. Leatherface will now be able to both destroy and unlatch doors during victim barge interaction. Game credits. We've made updates to the credits. Some of them were outdated. Danny's instant study. Here's big time, baby. Big time. We have changed Danny's level 3 instant study. Danny cannot tamper any item that he also instant studied, such as fuse box, generator, valve tank, battery. The button prompts have been updated accordingly to reflect these changes. The ability tree has also been updated with a new description. Nancy's Poison Claw's duration, we have tuned the values for the duration of Nancy's Poison Claws to 258. Holy shit. Massive Nancy nerf. Ladies and gentlemen, official. Not only did they fucking change her Poison Claws to normal, which of not stacking damage at 888, but now she gets a nerf from 15 seconds down to 8 seconds. Bonkers. R.I.P. Nancy. Previously, attacks would have a slight poison effect for 15 seconds at level 3. Various telemetry to better track data. Choose flight perk. Here we are, guys. We have done this. Choose flight perk has been level tuned down to level 1. 50% of your second bar will be will be refilled. If you are a level 2 choose flight user, that second bar after your first burn will be 75% full. And if you're maxed out, like 99.999999% of this community has a level 3 choose flight on all 6 characters, it will fill 100% stamina in a single charge. I'll tell you guys, this perk is officially dead. Okay, donezo. This is a massive nerf, probably the biggest nerf of the patch, and I couldn't be happier as a family mate. So thank you. If you use choose flight, I don't know what to tell you. Bomb squad. Turn down the bomb squad as follows. Levels 1. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? We have tuned bomb squad as follows. They capped hard in the fucking dev stream. Yo. Complete removal of dismantle speed on level 1 and 2 bomb squad. 2 charges, 3 charges, 4 charges on level 3, and they dropped the dismantle speed to 50% instead of 80%. Big time. I was just gonna say, this nerf is insignificant to me. But now, it's still really good, let's be real. But they have not only removed the unlimited charges, but dismantle speed removed from level 1 and 2. Unbelievable. The problem is of course, once again, 99.999999% of the fucking community has level 3 bomb squad. So, but that's big time, dude. That's fucking awesome. It's bringing it down to 50% dismantle speed. I think that's still too high. Let's be real. But I had no clue that they would do this. You guys just shocked the fucking shit out of me. Awesome. ETO perk. Adjusted easily tuckered out as follows. Level 1. Your attack uses 10% less stamina. Yo, I want y'all to go to the goddamn chat right now. Okay? Go down in the comment section and give me a pat on the back, because these exact fucking numbers is what I called. I knew that they would bring it down to 30% instead of 50. They had it at 50. I had said that they will drop it by 20%. I am fucking goated. Let's go, dude. Your attacks now use 30% less stamina, but the stamina regen rate is 40% slower. ETO giant nerf. Think of it. That's almost half. That is almost half of what we were able to do beforehand. RIP to all the Johnny mains out there. Confusing mechanic perk, once again, absolutely wild. And how out of touch I feel sometimes the developers are with the game and their own style of gameplay. Again, to each their own. I'm glad that they play the game. But confusing mechanic was a perk that was never fucking used by a soul on this planet. And they have adjusted it because it now is able to adjust the change made to have generator start during a match. I don't understand. Perk holders will now be able to use this on the battery fuse and valve. The perk is literally called Confusing Mechanic. Battery, fuse, and valve. If you are a mechanic, you work on car batteries and car parts. You are not an electrician who works on fuse boxes and fucking pressure valves. I don't understand why this perk is being added to the fuse and valve, but it doesn't matter because nobody's ever going to fucking equip this perk. So see you later, alligator. This is what I have been waiting for right here. Leatherface's destruction animation. We have made it so Leatherface destroys barriers quicker. What the fuck? You gotta give me more than that, dude. You gotta give me more than that. What's the time difference? Tell me the numbers, okay? 7 seconds. What is it now? 5, 4, 3? Who knows? We're gonna have to test it out in the fucking private match. You guys already know we'll be doing that live on Twitch at some point this week. Rough Cut Perk. We have tuned the perk Rough Cut to reset the bleed out duration with each hit from Leatherface. The bleed values do not stack. See you later. No one cares. Voice sound effects. We have made an increase to the noise VFX thresholds for the valve pressure tank. This means that players will be able to see the noise visual effects for a player interacting with both the valve and pressure tank. I see. Okay. Leatherface's instant start. We have made Leatherface's instant start shorter. When equipped, his chainsaw will start faster. This is incredible. Does that mean his only if you're going up middle of the tree? You have to have instant start for this to happen? Great. Thicker blood trails. We have adjusted blood trails to be thicker. All right. Noise highlight when slamming door. We have tuned the noise highlight following a victim slamming a door. It will now only highlight a player for 1 second. Damn. Damn. Danny's knowledge gained. Guys, we're so close to the end here. We have rebalanced the amount of knowledge that Danny gains from items such as lamps, toolboxes, radios, TVs, generators, valve handles, and fuses. Again, that's huge. Danny's taking a little step back here with the instant samper study bullshit. And now the knowledge gained from studying these items is far less. Danny's inspect speed. We have tuned Danny's inspect speed to be 20% at level 1 and 50% at level 2. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end. To report any and all existing or persistent issues, please use the support site. Thank you for your continued support and patience. Keep the conversations going on our official subreddit, r/TX Chainsaw Game, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Guys, that is it. Officially, the first set of patch notes, perk rehaul, no information on bride sissy skin, no information on shirtless Johnny skin, no information on the mill, the brand new map. As we expected, they did give us a time frame of anywhere between 90 days or less that we will be getting all this all this content coming to the game. It has been an absolute pleasure once again doing the patch notes for you guys right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for the love and support as always. Please don't forget to hit that sub button, hit the like on the video as it helps us out so much to continue creating content for you guys and the community. Thank you again. Once again, be on the lookout later tonight or tomorrow for all 6 victims and all 6 family member updated build videos coming soon. I have been massively and extensively studying for the last 3 weeks since the announcement of the perk change of what builds are going to now work in the brand new meta. On top of that, I'm also adding in what comp and what map that you're going on or that you are playing on and who you're going against and what builds are going to be best against those scenarios. So once again, be on the lookout for that, guys. I appreciate, again, all the support. You guys so much. Thank you so much. Let's get up on out of here. We'll see you guys live on Twitch and right here on YouTube. Catch you later. Peace out.